This was so much rougher than expected. Quite close to the edge. It's hard today. No path, I'm just going wherever. This view really is everything. The coldest morning on trail so far. It's boggy, boggy, boggy. Quite hard going today.
For a little while, this stretch of the Cape Wrath Trail gave us a break. And then it very much didn't. What started with a couple of easier days soon turned into something very different. As we headed towards Assynt, the trail became rougher and far more demanding, leading us into one of the toughest sections we have faced so far. If you're new here, hi, I'm Ellie. I'm a long-distance hiker and backpacker. And this is Otto, my best friend and hiking buddy. Together we're walking through the Scottish Highlands following the Cape Wrath Trail. This is part 6 of our journey north.
First things first, let's get a coffee and some breakfast. Ah, what a nice morning. Got a coffee and a piece of vegan cake for breakfast. Ullapool is so quiet this morning, it's quite early, it's only 8 o'clock. Good morning! It's day 13 on the Cape Wrath Trail. Otto and I are just leaving Ullapool and I've decided to give us a bit of an easier day. So we didn't go back to Inverleith because it rained quite a bit overnight. Because to be honest and to keep it real, I was a bit anxious doing the section with Otto, especially because it's supposed to be very boggy and hard to navigate. And from the guidebook I know that I'm probably missing out by not doing this section. I just didn't want to take any risks there. I don't know why, but just reading about the section and seeing how rough it is, I don't know, just listen to my gut feeling. It was telling me that I probably shouldn't do it. I don't want Otto's paws to suffer again just by walking through really boggy, muddy terrain for hours and hours. And the next couple of days will be quite tough with a lot of elevation, so I thought something a bit easier for a change might be nice. So I'm doing the alternative route from Ullapool towards Oykel Bridge. We're both in a good mood, we had a good night's sleep, I had a good coffee for breakfast, so let's go! I had to put another layer on. Apparently winter is going to make a return this week. It was 23 degrees last week and now it's really chilly again. Oh, this is so nice. Just a couple of miles into the stretch, but already feels so remote. Really beautiful. The light and the colors today are just beautiful again. It might not be the most scenic part on the Cape Wrath, but I actually really enjoy the stretch today. It's really quiet, it's a good trek, it's good for Otto's paws. Just some easier walking for a change, which feels so nice. Oh, look at that, a fresh dusting of snow on this hill, which I think is only about 500-600 meters, and it wasn't there yesterday. Those colors are so stunning, this is so beautiful. I think this over there, behind there, is the glen of where the alternative route comes out. Oh wow, this is beautiful, look at that. It's a bit wet, but this is our spot for a lunch break, I think. We have completed 15.5 kilometers already, which is a lot. So I think we're ready to have a little break. And I actually have a bit of a fancier lunch today, because I went to Tesco yesterday. I have vegan cheese and vegan ham and some bread too. Wow, what a gorgeous view. This is so beautiful. I'm so happy that the rain has been holding out, but it's getting really cold now. I think it's only about 5 degrees today, even down here in the glen, so quite chilly, especially because there's a bit of a wind too. The guidebook for this stretch today proposes to go all the way to Oykel Bridge, which is 31 kilometers I think, so we're not going to go there all the way. But there are 2 bothies on this stretch, regardless whether you come from Ullapool or from Inverloch. There's one bothy at the, I think, 20 kilometer mark, Inchnadamph bothy, and then there's another one, the so-called Schoolhouse bothy. This is where the route option from Inverloch comes down and then goes to the Loch and then up to rejoin this trek. Wow, it looks quite rough, honestly, but very beautiful, so remote. Oh, it's gorgeous. I can see the bothy up there. This is Inchnadamph. I honestly don't know how he does it, but he's walking ahead now, and I think he realizes that there is a bothy there, and I'm pretty sure he's going to run up to the door. He seems to know this place so well now. Ah yeah, he's up there. I can see him outside the door. Ooh, a real upstairs room. It's getting quite boggy now. Oh, and I'm not wearing my waterproof socks. I didn't think I would need them today, but it's actually quite boggy now. Ah! Probably rained quite a bit here over the past couple of days. Look at this. 24 kilometers down, and even though there hasn't been a lot of elevation, I'm still getting a bit tired, to be honest. But it's only about a mile, a little bit over a mile or so to the bothy, and then I'm going to have a break and a coffee, and if there's space, I think I'm just going to call it a day there. I think, oh yes, it's the Schoolhouse bothy down there. Look at that, looks so cute, and it actually was a school in the past for children from, I think, different clans that walked there. As much as I love the high moonrows and the dramatic landscape, I also like this softer landscape with more trees, more rolling hills, heather. Can't wait to have a coffee now and to see the bothy. Oh, this is it. How cute! Looks so different compared to other bothies. Oh, look at that. How cute is this? And a second room. Wow, this is a big bothy. And then the main room. Oh, cute! Isn't this a special place to spend the night? Apparently we don't know a lot about the history of the school, but it probably dates from the 1870s. We have made ourselves at home. This is so comfy and cozy. It feels nice to stay in these special places that are steeped in history. And yeah, just had a coffee. I already changed into my sleeping clothes. Looks like we might have the bothy to ourselves. It's 6:30 already, but then again, a lot of people are doing long miles, so who knows. Tonight I'm going to have my usual mac and cheese. I've had my dinner, Otto had his dinner. I think I'm going to make a tea because again I didn't drink enough today, I think. And then we're going to bed. And for the end of the day we're going to have a quick look on the map. This is where we started this morning in Ullapool, taking the alternative route which went past the quarry. All that was on tarmac along Loch up until the end of the Loch, and then it was a gravel 4x4 track all the way down the glen, which was actually a really nice walk. There were quite a lot of sheep and a few cows around, but it was a really nice walk, very level up until the end of the glen, and then we started climbing up onto the moors a little bit. This is the area where both routes, the main route and the alternative route, join again. Then we've walked along the Loch, still on a really good 4x4 track. At the end of the Loch there's Inchnadamph bothy. And then after that it was still a 4x4 track, but very boggy, very muddy in places. And then down to the river, there was one river crossing, but yeah, nothing major. And then still on a 4x4 track up until the schoolhouse. This is where we are right now. This is it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning, everyone. Oh, this is, I think, the coldest morning on trail so far, which is crazy because it's May already. But there's even frost outside on the windows and on the grass. I can already see it. It feels really cold. I have all my layers on. But other than that, I had a really quiet, peaceful night. I met another hiker late last night that came in. It's only 7 a.m. and I'm not in a rush, but it's just so cold. I really need a hot coffee now and a breakfast. Such a nice morning now. So sunny, and again so much better than forecast. It's getting really mild now. Oh. This is so nice. I'm all packed up. It's already almost 9 o'clock. We had a bit of a slow morning, but it was so nice. Just listening to the birds outside. And as always, we're leaving no trace. And yeah, let's go. Okay. It's day 14 of our Cape Wrath hike, and I can almost feel that we're getting closer to the end now. If all goes to plan, it's not too long, probably 5 days after today. Today is going to be a bit of an easier day again. Not a lot of elevation for the most part. I think it's going to be on good forestry tracks, 4x4 tracks, which obviously can get a bit boring after a while, but still the scenery is nice. It's just a bit of easier walking for Otto's paws. It's not wet, it's not boggy, so I really don't mind it at all. My plan is to get to the Oykel Bridge Hotel, which is 7 kilometers away, and then have a late breakfast, early lunch break, coffee break there, charge my power bank, just have a rest, have signal there, checking the forecast, and then I'm going to walk up Glen Oykel for another 15 kilometers, but as I said, should be doable. It's not a difficult walk, but tomorrow is going to be a bit harder, so I want to do a good amount of miles today. I'm in a really good mood, so happy that the sun is out. Let's go!
After some of the tougher days on this trail, having an easier one felt like a real gift. For once, I wasn't constantly thinking about bogs, river crossings or route finding, and I didn't have that same low-level worry about whether the terrain was too much for Otto. We could just walk, take in the scenery, and actually enjoy the day for what it was.
This is Oykel Bridge, and this is the hotel over there. I'm hoping to get a coffee. The bar should be open already. This is such a full circle moment again. I remember staying there and even having a rest day, spending the entire day here 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago, after my, I think, first week, just a couple of days into our joggle hike. Wow, this is really crazy to think how far we've come since 2023. This is incredible. It's 1 p.m. and we just set off from the Oykel Bridge Hotel. So we had a good almost 3 hours break, which was so nice. Otto had a nap and now we just set off again on a good 4x4 track. The weather is so perfect. It was supposed to rain quite a bit, but now it's just so nice. This is the River Oykel. I think one of the best rivers in Scotland for salmon fishing. But from what I heard in the hotel, there are not many fishers out at the moment because the water is so low, and yeah, the salmon are just not very active going upstream. It's starting to look really picturesque with the river and all those little benches on the river bank and the trees. Such a beautiful stretch. Not the most spectacular, but I really like walking along the river, having the woodlands there. Otto just fell in a bog up to his belly, but apparently that has reactivated him and he's in a good mood now. This would be a really nice spot to ride camp down there. A little bit too early, I think, but really nice. Look at this gorgeous view. This is incredibly beautiful. Wow, slowly opening up to the Munros at the end of the glen. 19 kilometers down, and I think I'm going to start looking around for a spot to wild camp. Oh, I think this might actually be our spot. Oh, this is beautiful. It's quite dry too. Yeah, I think this is where I'm going to pitch my tent. This is our spot for tonight with this incredible view. Hiya. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah.
Where are you heading for today?
Inchnadamph.
Oh wow, nice. Good luck.
You have a nice place to camp.
See ya. Bye. Yeah, a bit of sediments in there, but obviously that's to be expected. The water is quite low, and yeah, it's a loch. Wind is picking up a bit, but that's not too bad so far because it keeps the midges away. They definitely are out. They're not biting yet, but they are out now. First time in a tent in a little while now. I'm thinking about it. It's been really a couple of days. I've been staying in bothies and in my van and another bothy. Oh yeah, it's really been a couple of days. It's always crazy how these smallest things, like just to be able to pitch a tent before the rain starts, they seem so small, and in your daily life you wouldn't even notice if it's raining or not if you're at home. But out on the trail, this is so, yeah, these small things become so important. Really looking forward to my coffee now. I was just in time pitching the tent before the rain really started. It's only drizzly now, but it rained quite a bit since I got here. For dinner tonight, I'm having my chickpea couscous with some dehydrated jackfruit, some dehydrated veggies, some tomato soup powder, and I'm also going to add a bit of oil. I really like when it's just a little drizzly and then hearing the rain on the tent. I mean, it's not great packing down a wet tent in the morning, but in the evening it just, yeah, it's so relaxing, so calming, just hearing the raindrops. To finish off the day, a little look on the map. This is where I started this morning. This is the Schoolhouse bothy, and then was a really nice, easy 4x4 trek through these wooded areas all the way to Oykel Bridge. And then this afternoon we crossed the bridge by the hotel, and then it's some more 4x4 tracks. Quite a bit of that was like harvested, so there isn't a lot of woodland here. Then there was some farmland around here. The map shows that you need to go up and then on this 4x4 track. But the Walk Highlands website, and I think the book as well, proposes to follow the river, which was really nice. Still a really good 4x4 track. And then it turned into a smaller footpath. Some of it is really boggy, so if it's really, really wet, you might maybe want to walk this 4x4 track up here. There weren't many spots to pitch a tent, just some here in this, like where there's a bend in the river Oykel. I cut across here.
because there was a sign, and then walked a bit on a 4x4 track, and now it's a little tarmac road. And I'm basically pitched right here, just next to the road, but obviously there are only 3-4 houses back here, so yeah, there isn't any traffic or anything. It's really quiet. It's almost 8:30 now, and this is it for today. It was a really nice and easy day, some easy walking. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning, everyone. It's another very cold day, but we had a good night's sleep. Last night was actually kind of special. I only realized it early this morning, but it was completely quiet. You couldn't hear one thing at night, which is crazy because usually you always hear something, and especially on the Cape Wrath Trail, I've pitched to river streams quite a few times, or in bothies, and there's always a bit of noise, like a mouse running around in a bothy, or the sound of the river, or the sound of the wind if it's windy from the tent. But last night there was just nothing. There was no wind, no rain, no sound. It was just complete silence, which almost felt unreal, to be honest. This was crazy, but such a nice feeling. This was really, really beautiful. It's really chilly, and the wind's supposed to really pick up today, so it's even colder with the wind chill, especially if you start climbing up. I'm all packed up, and as always, we're leaving no trace whatsoever. It's day 15 on the Cape Wrath Trail. We just set off quite early for us, actually. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, but I'm going to Inchnadamph today, and there's a hostel there. Really motivated by the trying room there, and to even maybe wash my clothes, to have a hot shower, to have some food. Apparently it's a fabulous place, very hiker friendly. It's not a very long day when it comes to the distance. I think it's about 10 miles. Just started off walking along Loch Ailsh towards Benmore Forest, and then we have a climb that's probably quite boggy, especially after the rain last night, and rough and pathless, so it's probably quite slow going. Otto's in a good mood. I think we're both a bit tired, not like exhausted tired, but tired from all the walking. But apart from that, I think we're both feeling great and ready to tackle another day, so let's go! Wow, what a nice view already. We're heading up behind this first hill into the valley and then over the villa. Oh, this is so beautiful. It looks so moody today. It's really nice. This is Benmore Assynt and I think Connival. I don't know if that's the real summit up there, but this is where we're heading now, up the glen. Wow, this looks stunning. And this down there, between those two streams, would be such a nice spot for a wild camp.
Wow, so wild. This is so cool. The path is getting a bit more indistinct, and as you can see in here, a bit boggier now. But I think we're just going to contour around there over the shoulder.
This was definitely a low moment for me. The walking was hard, the ground relentlessly boggy, and despite being out here for hours, it felt like we'd barely made any progress. I had walked similar sections of the Cape Wrath Trail before, but for whatever reason, this one seemed harder. Maybe it was the grey weather, or the fact we hadn't seen anyone all day, but the whole landscape felt a little more unforgiving here.
It's a bit rough going now. Really boggy.
The scenery was still beautiful, but in quite a harsh way, and for a while I found it hard to shake that feeling.
Oh, it's boggy, boggy, boggy. The next bit and the climb up there is quite pathless. I'm just going to aim for the Loch. Let's go. I don't know if I should have maybe walked along the river. It seems a bit easier because it's quite up and down here. Okay, let's keep going. Too late now. It's hard today. Just so slow going, just up and down, up and down. A bit hard on my knees, honestly. I hope we can pick up a better path soon for the rest of the climb. Been walking up and down, contouring around the 300-meter line, and now we'll start our climb up to the Loch, which seems again very, very rough. No path visible. Ooh. There are no real features, or it's a bit hard picking your way across the boggy bits. Quite hard going today. But the view is just gorgeous. Wow. It was supposed to be really dull and foggy today and rainy, but so far it's been holding out, which is so nice. You probably can't see it on camera, but this is so steep and no path. I'm just going wherever. As long as I'm still going up, I think I'm probably fine, but this is a real slog today. But it looks so stunning, so remote. Otto is tired and I'm tired too. Almost at the highest point. Wow, this was really tough, like not technical, but just very slow going, quite hard, because it was all those little mini hills, bogs in between, so you go up and down without feeling that you're making any progress. But this view really is everything. It's incredible. Definitely one of my favorite views of the trail so far, just because of how wild and wide and open and remote it is. It must be so nice to do this in a bit of sunshine so that the colors come out a bit more. If I saw it correctly on the map, this is the source of the Oykel river, Oh, let's have a look. This is where it comes out and then it goes down there. Oh, this is really cool. Going to get some water. Doesn't get any fresher than this. Now I have a brain freeze and need to put some layers on. It's getting quite chilly up here. Da 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 da! This is it. Mila. Woohoo! We had a little lunch break. Now we're in a good mood again. It's not too long, I think just about 5-6 kilometers all downhill to Inchnadamph. Hope I'm not on the wrong path. Oh, quite close to the edge. Oh wow, the view opening up now. Stunning. Just so stunning. Wow. This is gorgeous. This down there is Loch Assynt. And then you can see in the far back, I can actually see the sea. This is stunning. Definitely one of my favorite stretches when it comes to the views today. It's just unbelievable. This really feels so rough, remote.
Assynt looks completely different to anywhere else on the trail. And a lot of that comes down to the geology. The ground beneath us here is made up of Lewisian gneiss, some of the oldest rock in Europe, at around 3 billion years old. Then, hundreds of millions of years later, layers of sandstone and quartzite were laid down on top by ancient rivers and shallow seas. That's what gives the mountains here their really distinctive shape, with these stacked layers and standalone peaks rising straight out of the moorland.
I don't know about that. This looks pretty rough. I think I need to go to this little footpath on the other side and then this bigger one down there. But this is, I think, not a good place to drop down. I think I might have to walk around and try the other side. Oh wow, that's a bit hard actually, because there's no real path on the other side, but I don't think there's a lot of options. It's actually quite hard, wow, just because there's no path on the other side. Yeah, this is a bit rough honestly. Look at how steep the riverbank is. This was quite hard getting down here to find this spot to cross, and then on the other side it's a bit easier to walk along, I think. I don't know, maybe I should have come down there. It's steep, but not that steep. But this is a bit horrible, and we still have, as you can see, a bit that's really close to the edge now. This was so much rougher than expected. I don't know, I just couldn't see from up high the best spot to drop down to, and I didn't pick a good spot. This actually would have been very dangerous if the river was high and if it was slippery. This is actually not an easy crossing. Yeah, definitely harder than expected. But we're on a really good, well-worn path now. Oh, we're getting closer. This is such an interesting landscape, and also the hills look so much different, looks more like layers. Not going to lie, it was a bit of a hard day. Probably again because I was picturing it to be a bit easier. I don't really know why, but yeah, I actually found it quite rough, quite slow going. Really looking forward to having a shower. It's been 3 days and this will very likely be my last shower on trail for the last couple of days. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Having some food, apparently there's even a little bar, having a beer later. Almost there. I think I can already see the hostel, one of those white buildings down there. We've made it! Oh, it looks so cute! This is home for tonight. Not the best view, but I wanted something that's protected, so I pitched right behind those sheds. The hostel is so nice. I haven't taken a shower yet because they only have limited hot water and it only comes on at 4 p.m. and then through the evening. So I'm pretty sweaty still, but I got my resupply parcel and yeah, they have food, they have pizza. I got a pie, 2 pies actually, 1 sweet for my coffee later and then 1 savory for dinner. It's such a nice place. As always, I'm going to show you on the map what we did today. This is where we camped last night, and then we walked around the Loch and on this really good 4x4 track up into the valley. And then there are 2 main options, but this is something that's very hard and much rougher. I've walked a part of that on my joggle hike. I'm going to link the episode. It's really boggy. Yeah, it's quite hard to navigate, especially in poor visibility. And also you're not going to Inchnadamph on this route. You're basically bypassing it. So what we did, we took this route and followed the river Oykel. It was on a really good 4x4 track, then a footpath, and then further up the glen. It got quite intermittent, quite hit and miss. And then at the end of the glen, as you can see, there was no path. It was pretty rough, especially because there's lots of little mini hills, so to say. So you're basically going up and down without gaining any height, basically. So that's pretty boggy, pretty slow going actually. And then you start climbing towards the Loch. It's not too hard to navigate. You're basically trying to go straight up, heading for the Loch, and then on top there is a path that you can pick up. It's not visible all the time. There is a bit of pathless terrain on your way down as well, but for the most part you can see a path. Apart from the boggy section earlier, crossing this river was actually quite tricky. Not crossing the actual river because it wasn't in spade and it's not a very large river in normal conditions, but just finding a spot because there's some sort of cliffs there, almost like a ravine, I would say. So it's hard to find a good place to actually go down to the river to cross it. That's not too slippery. But then once you've done that and you cross the river, there's a pretty good path, a bit up and down, a bit eroded, a bit slippery in places, but good path overall, all the way to Inchnadamph. Otto and I had a really nice, peaceful afternoon and evening. I had a shower, I washed my clothes, I charged my stuff, I had lemonade and a big dinner, and it was really nice having a bit of community, meeting other people. And Otto had a really good long rest too. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.